I went on a walk. I just finished cleaning the kitchen, but I went on a walk before dinner. I swear, I just be seeing God everywhere. Spirit, the Most High, which is going to lead me into this particular video and message. You know, do I know that I am divinely guided and protected by God and the Most High? Oh my gosh, do I know? Of course I know. I do indeed. I'm still alive and breathing because of God's protection. The divine, the Most High, the Holy Spirit, Jesus. That's why I give all glory to them. I stay rooted in them. My strength is their strength. My weakness is my weakness, and the strength in me is their strength, is the way I see it. You know? And but I don't spend a lot of time on my divine protection and earth angel and, you know, all that stuff. I don't really like talking about that stuff. Because I feel we all are divinely protected. We all are divinely orchestrated. We all divinely have gifts, and we're chosen, and we have a calling, and we have a purpose. And I just don't feel anybody is above anybody. I just don't see that. I just don't see that God and Jesus and the Most High and Source and Spirit run on that. They just don't. They really don't. They see everybody equal as one, no matter what. No matter how much money you have, if you don't got money. They look at your heart. They look at your heart. That's what matters the most to them, is your heart, your mind, you know, your thoughts. And that's what's important to them. That's all that's important to them, is they just want an intimate connection with you, no matter who you are. And so I felt compelled. You know, Charlie wanted to be remembered by his courageous faith. That's what he wanted his legacy to be. If he were to die, he said words somewhere along those lines. Because he wanted his legacy to run on what his faith was. And I feel the same way. If you can go down when you go up to heaven and be remembered by your faith, what greater purpose can one have? Really, that supersedes that. Your faith in God and the Most High and Spirit and Jesus, and faith in yourself. Because why faith in yourself? Because they reside inside of you. And they show you that all day, every day, when you connect with yourself. And that's what I want my legacy to be. You know, through adversity, faith carried her through. Through trials and tribulations, faith carried her through. God carried her through. And he can do that for everybody. He can do that for everybody. And, you know, it's one of those things. We live in such a cynical world right now, built on a lot of darkness. And I know a lot of people are feeling the heat. You know, they're feeling the heat. I feel the heat that they place on me. So I know they're feeling the heat. And so I try to always hone in on myself and recognize that, yeah, I was sharing a conversation earlier with a young lady who's a relator, and she has a Rule 27 filed too. And she asked me, she's like, do you ever get tired of fighting? I'm like, yeah, obviously, I definitely get tired of fighting. I do. You know, but then you talk that out with God, you talk it out with Spirit, you know, and then once you have those intimate conversations with them, they let you know that, baby, you're not really fighting. If you think about it, you're really not. Because honestly, a lot of the times in the trials and tribulations, they're always there for your growth, for your progress, for your evolution. And 99% out of the time, whatever fights or whatever you're fighting, it's because it's what you carry inside of you. People just don't wage silent wars with you if you don't carry something inside of you. That's for darn sure. That I know for a fact. People just don't do that. People don't just take people out because they don't like what they say. That's a war that they carry inside them. That is not your war. What people wage on me is not my war. It's not my battle. It's battles that they have with themselves. The battles I carry within myself, I battle. But I don't project my battles out into the world. And see, there's a difference. There's a big difference. And that's where it comes from. You have to be very, very mindful of the seed you sow. Because it plays in your mind. It plays in your heart. you know, and you only got one mind. You only got one heart. You only got one soul. You only got one spirit. You know, you don't have many of those. And if you're lucky, you're going to go on to the next life or go on to heaven if you're lucky, based off the decisions you make here on earth. And that's why I just understand the gravitude. I understand the magnitude of it. And so I want to help people see that they might not have it all figured out right now. You know, they might not have it figured out 10 years down the road, but where they're at now is perfectly fine. I want to help people recognize too that there is not a right or wrong way to carry faith. Everybody's faith is different. Everybody's path is different. There's no right or wrong way to walk with God. There's no right or wrong way to walk intimately with Jesus and recognize what Jesus did on the cross. There's no right or wrong way. And see, we live in a world where they're like, no, this is the right way. No, this is the wrong way. No, you have to abide by these things that we say, or we're going to cancel you, or we're going to take you out, or we're going to exploit you. Either you be the way that we want you to be, where we can control you, or this is the life you're going to live. That's what they implement from the top. But see, you can come in, you're like, no, that's actually not going to work for me. And yeah, my path may be a little less traveled. It may be a little harder. It may be frowned upon. It may be judged. I may receive nice knives in the back and stones thrown at me, no doubt, spit in the face like I got it, right? However, I walk in freedom and I walk in peace, knowing that I got God walking with me, walking right beside me, inside of me, divinely orchestrated, divinely protected. I walk in no fear because I know what stands next to me. And so I rather walk the path less traveled than walk a path where other people are controlling. I'd rather not do that, you know? And so that's just how I look at things. Yeah, they have control in the world. Baby got to eat, right? You know, but this is what I say. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Yeah, baby got to eat. God will make sure baby eats. God has made sure baby will eat. It might not be the most lavish meals, but baby don't need the lavish meals. Baby don't need the finer things. Baby does not need those things. And so because baby doesn't need those things, we're good. That's the way I see it. You know? And so I think with that kind of perspective, there's just not anything you can't overcome. There's just not. No matter what the obstacle is, the illusion, the hate, the acts, the narratives, the exploitation, the monetizing, the stealing, the siphoning, like all that stuff. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. If people want to carry those seeds on their side, then they shall. And I can't save them from that. You have free will. People have free will. And like I made a video, I thought it was really powerful. But yeah, I do believe that we are seeing so much on the front end and so much on the day-to-day, whether it's in your business that you work at, whether it's in your communities that you live in, whether it's the court system, whether it's the judicial system, whether it's law enforcement, it's the political arena. Like everybody is feeling the heat. Everybody is feeling the eerie feeling in the world right now, right? I know without a doubt everybody's feeling that, right? And the reason why you're feeling that is because we have a huge amount of people living inside this world that have made poor decisions and really have done the most when it comes to evil things to hide the things that they've done. And that's where you get all this blackmail coming in. And because they know what's coming in the future, you can't beat God. You cannot play God. And God is here. And I've been saying that for months. And if you look at the unraveling of events, next month it'll be a year that I've been making videos. And if you go back to my videos that I started making in October, November, December, and January of last year, I've been saying all of this for months. And it wasn't because it was just straight facts of what God has shown me. Based in my dreams, my inner understanding, my connection with Him. I love you guys. Sweet dreams. I hope this video resonates.